Hello, Gold here, and today we're going to look at how to access the event log. Now, the event log may not seem like it's of great importance to a lot of people, but this keeps an accurate history of what has happened on this robot controller. This can give us an idea that if we have a breakdown of some type, of what may have led to this failure. And it's always beneficial to read your events, because when there are multiple events, the only ones that's going to show on your screen here are one of two things: either the most recent event or a safety stop like an e-stop. So if I had a failure, if I had an issue that led to a failure, then I may not see the first events that actually caused this failure to happen, the things that preceded the actual failure. And that's where our event log will come in handy. To access the event log, we go to our ABB main menu. And on our ABB main menu, we choose Event Log, and it will take us into our event log. And on the left-hand side here, you'll see that everything's lined up in chronological order. On the left-hand side, there'll be icons, and in this case, we only see two different icons: the red with the X and the blue eye. These are information events, as we noticed right here. A module has been edited, so I made an edit or a change within a module. And if I click on it, it'll tell me Module 1 and Task TROB1 has been edited after line 29 by the default user or by whoever was operating this pendant. And this will record in real time as we go. If I were to switch into automatic over here on the pendant, it's going to ask me to acknowledge that I went to auto, and I did. So I'm going to close out that, and I'm going to go back to the event log. When I look in it, I can see automatic mode confirmed, motors off state, speed adjusted. And these aren't errors. These are just information, tips, hints, things that are going on with the system. This isn't necessarily going to give me any troubleshooting capabilities, but the other two types of errors, which I do not see, I only see one type on here now, and that's the red X that we see over here. This is a true error. This is something that has caused the robot to stop. This is a problem. In this case, it was a very simple one: position outside of reach. And that's where I was simply jogging my robot too far. It went past its limits, and once it went past its limits, it stopped off, and I got this error. So all I had to do was jog it back within its own working range, and I was good to go. The other type of message that you will see is called a warning message, and it will be a yellow yield sign, a warning or caution message. And this type of message is going to tell you that there is an issue with the system. They don't normally stop you from running, but those types of errors will give you an indication that there is a setting fault somewhere, or possibly even a mechanical or electrical issue that could itself become an error at some point, or something that will actually stop the robot and fault it out. But this is a very helpful screen. You can also use your view button. Always use the view button on these menus because it allows you to narrow down what you're looking at. For example, these are my common errors. If I want to look at just the operational errors, or messages I should say, events, then I can see here I'm seeing just my operational things. I changed my coordinate system, I changed the tool, I set a variable, I made an edit in a module, turned my motors on. So that's just operational status. System. These are system events, and these are events that, exactly like it sounds, pertain to the system itself, to the operating system, to the electrical system. Then you have hardware errors, and these are generally going to be failures. Hardware, and as you can see, I don't have any, but hardware is exactly like it sounds. There is an issue with the hardware. It's detecting some type of fault. Maybe it's a communication fault, maybe it's something else, but it's detecting some issue with our hardware. Program error or event. And this is exactly like it sounds here, and these are pretty much self-explanatory, most of them. Program, there's something wrong with my program. There's something wrong with the type of motion that I was attempting to make, whether it's program or manual jogging for motion. I/O communication. If my inputs and outputs aren't defined correctly, or if there's an issue with them, then I'll see that here. User errors or events, safety events, internal events, process events, configuration events, and rapid. Rapid is the name of the programming language for the ABB IRC5. So this is just telling us that we have those different types of events. Connected services, my external devices that are connected to this. This could be from my network to external communication with PLCs and things like that. So these events really pay off. On my simulator here, we're not going to see as many as we normally see on a real robot, simply because I'm not connected to a real robot. But these events can help in troubleshooting. They can give you a really good idea of what's going on with the system, and they can also help us find the root cause of problems that we're having from time to time. And remember, with your events, when you see one, all you have to do is click on it or tap it on the screen, and it will give you an indication of what may have happened, along with actions you need to take that could possibly fix the problem. So these are very helpful. If you have an event, if you have an error, don't just acknowledge it and go about your business. Read the entire thing, because a lot of times these event messages will solve the problem for you. Not all the time, but if it solves it for me one time, then it's paid off for me reading the message all those times. So pretty handy part of the screen. Think of it as a log book. It's more of a log book, but it's called the event log here. And we find that under our ABB main menu, event log. Well, hopefully that's helpful to someone out there. Thanks a lot for watching. For now, gold.